using my phone here. I don't know how good the quality is going to be, but we're cutting bolts, lugs, and pulp out of this stuff. So if you look here, oh, let's see, where's a good spot? Right here. So if I can make them up to 9 inches, I cut bolts out of them like those there. They'll be 8/8 at 9 inches or more. And then after that, I'll cut 12s out of them down to 6 inches. And then all my pulp. So basically, if you look along here, I'm not the best at organizing. Doing the best I can with the room that I have. Well, there's 12s, bolts, whole pile of 12s, there's pulp. And then if you go farther down, he's already got all the pulp pulled out, so it's only 12s and bolts. But they wanted this all clear cut back here. They wanted all the red pine gone. So makes it pretty easy skidding for the skidder man, I think. I don't know. Everything's pretty clean. But I wanted to talk about here. Said I was going to make a video about thinning out a plantation. Well, this is a hard one to do because this isn't planted normal. Like, you'll have your row, there would have been a row here, but if you look, this thing's planted crooked. So say there would have been a row here, and then you got your row, and your row, and your row. So when a plantation's planted, this one's never been thinned, so it's tree, you know. So pretend there's a row here. Your first thinning would be, you got your first row, your second row, and your third row. This whole row would go. Take every tree in the whole entire row down. And then you would have this row, and you would take this whole entire row. So on and so forth as you go throughout the plantation. Then your next thinning, probably 20 years later, roughly, usually. This row's gone now, so you can just drive down it. And you can reach in and you would grab, let's say, that tree, leave 2, take 1, leave 2, take 1, but you can still reach over into this row. You would just stagger. So you'd take that tree, leave 2, take 1, so everything's staggered along as you go, because you got to be able to reach through to grab as you go through and harvest. And then you would take, because there would be a row here yet, pretending there's that row here, do the same thing here on this side. So you're thinning 4 rows at a time. Then you would jump all the way over, quite a ways over here, and then you'd be thinning another 4 rows at a time. Let's see if I got a better area I can do this at. I don't think so, because this woods is planted all screwed up. But in a normal plantation, that's how it would go. And then 20 years later, you'd thin them out more and thin them out more, basically until there's a tree here, and then there'd be, figure that one would be there left, and then spaced out to where like that blue paint is, those would be gone, be a big gap. Those 2 would be gone, and then way down there would be that one. And then after that it'd be a clear cut. So figure 60-80 years, clear cut it, and these trees are just a crop. That's all they are. They're planted as a crop. These are red pines. They do the same thing with the white pines. And supposedly a neighbor across the road, I'd say he's in his 80s, and where I was at cutting that white pine over there, he said that he used to play in that area when he was a kid, and it don't look any different now than it did when he was a kid, because they never thin that woods out. So when you thin out trees, it's good for them, because you open up the crown, more trees can come up, and also all the ones that are thinned out can grow bigger. The butts will start swelling right up. Like if you look here, the inside rows, all these trees are smaller. You come out here to the outside rows where these trees are small. You look at these guys, they got branches because they grow for the light, but also look how much bigger they are. Some of them are double in size than the inside rows. Like that tree right there is just as old as any one of these trees in here, but they're stunted because they don't get no light because they've never been thinned out. So even though that tree right there is only this big around, and these are probably 65 to 80 years old, I'm sure, I wouldn't doubt. That tree is just as old as that one, this one, they're all the same age, but they get stunted out from light, and you need light. So therefore you thin them. And now that this has been cut, in a couple of years, it's going to look like that, because there'll be light in here. And then actually all that oak in there is going to start growing into here. There's jack pine in here and some scotch pine. I'm going to go through and thin as much out as I can reach without knocking and banging up all the oak. But basically, to keep a healthy forest, you have to cut trees. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You ain't got no, if it's all crown closure and you ain't got no trees coming up that are small anywhere, woods needs to be cut. You gotta open up the crown so stuff can grow. And take and come over here. They had a fire come through here, I don't know when. But with the bolts, it's okay that he doesn't care if I have char on them for bolts, but the logs and the pulp can't on it, because the paper mill will reject if they even find a speck of char on the bark, because they can't bleach that out. Here's the other property line. I don't know why it's planted so crooked. So basically you would leave that one, and then that one's out of place, but you would take this whole row, and then second thinning you come back down it and zip, 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 zip as you go. And then this here's another thing that happens too when you don't thin out these woods. You got all dead trees laying down. That's what happens. They'll start thinning themselves out. And that's a waste. It's a gigantic waste of wood. If it would have been properly taken care of, it'd never be like that. But today I'm going to finish whacking that. And I gotta come in here and take out all this scraggly crap, and hopefully that'll be about the end of this job. There's some more scraggly crap around the backside there that I'll get into, but for now this is what I got left. That there won't take me about an hour. You just whip right through that. There's, I don't know how many trees there. Probably 75, I don't know. Maybe 100, I don't even know. But I don't think that'll take me an hour, and then I'll be back into here, and then, yeah. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope that gives you an idea of how you thin a forest and what's going on out here today with me.